Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode on the podcast series of HR to CHRO. And today we have Dr. Kavindra Pant with us. He started his career with First Flight Couriers, then he joined TNT India, HDFC Ergo, Shapoorji Pallonji Infrastructure, then Mahanagar Gas, and then Shapoorji Pallonji Energy as HR head, and now he is CHRO at Shapoorji Pallonji Energy. So, welcome, Kavindra. Thanks for giving us time.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you for inviting me to this wonderful podcast and the session with you. And I also understand that you are also doing fantastic work through your organization, Kushalta, in terms of helping people like us improving the productivity and profitability of the organization.
Thank you.
Kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kavin. So, to start with, why HR? Why did you decide to start your career in HR?
So, Amit, primarily, if you really ask me, I'm an accidental HR guy. One interesting piece which is missing out of my profile is that after my graduation, I got to work in a US-based MNC, Bechtel. So from there, I started my journey, and I got an opportunity in the HR department. So from there, the interest was created the way I used to see my bosses around or my people around and how they used to take the things ahead. At that point in time, Bechtel being Bechtel, the second largest MNC in EPC across the globe. So the culture was entirely different and the environment was entirely different. Empowerment of HR and the work the HR used to do, that has excited me towards HR. And from there, I thought that, yes, this is something which will uh, which is something what I want to do in life.
Very nice.
So that's how. So that's what I say. I'm in HR. I'm usually by accident, but yes, I have done wonderful and fantastic things in the organizations wherever I've worked, and then I've taken it across
Could
and
you
rose to the level.
would you like to share some examples of work done by you as an accidental HR? Some things that you have done.
So that was the initial career, but then I did my MBA from Nagpur.
Very
So
nice.
that was something which was the initial part of it, pre-qualification experience. But
Okay.
after that, after gaining the experience or gaining the qualification in HR, and after almost around 8 years in HR, I'll give you a very challenging and an exciting experience where which has changed my life altogether in terms of HR. There, probably around 2007, I was given a charge of a merger and acquisition project, and I was the overall in charge for the HR integration. We have acquired a company in India, and the company was at least around six times bigger than us. So
Oh,
we were around 600 people, and the company was around 3,000 odd people. We were operating through 24 offices, and they had almost around 180 offices. That's how the size and scale was there. Uh, so my role, and I was the one-man army taking care of the entire integration with the support of the existing HR team within that acquired organization. So initially, when I moved in, my MD as well as my HR director called me up and said, "Was it is a Herculean task, and the assignment is for a year. What are your plans?" Usually in MNCs it works like that. So I would like to see a 100-day plan.
correct.
I said, okay, I'll not give you a 100-day plan. I'll give you a 90-day plan, which is a 3 months plan. So I started working on the plan. By when can you share that plan? So my response was, by when would you like to see the plan? And we were talking on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
He said, actually, we wanted this plan to be finalized by today.
Okay.
I said, fantastic. I'll give me a couple of hours. I put my brains together, my entire experience of at that particular point in time. That was not very huge, but the quantum of work and the quality of work what I had done. Based on that, I prepared a plan which included right from the employee communication, policy, framework, mapping, policy framework development, then identifying of the competencies, matching competencies, aligning structures, aligning people capabilities to those structures, then the implementation plan of those policies, then well, it means everything right from pin to elephant. That was probably 100 line uh, uh, kind
Plan.
of a project plan which was given, and I could not stretch it beyond 8 months. So they said, we have given you a year. I told them very clearly that I cannot see it beyond 8 months. And I think I'll be able to, and I'm confident that I'll be able to complete it in 8 months. So the journey started. Challenges were there. Non-cooperation from the team, which was there
Correct.
from the organization. That was first biggest challenge. So communication played the trick, and taking them into confidence. At times, I had to take them out for a drink as well in the evening to get familiarized with those people, and that's how things started. And then the biggest challenge what I've faced is when a HR guy moves into an acquired organization, the first fear becomes is that now this particular guy has come in. His role will be to identify that who is there, whom
Correct.
to keep, whom not to keep.
Who is going to be fired?
Yes. So the HR guy usually comes for firing. But then we said, I identified it in the initial conversations. So what we did was we started a communication pack where we involved our business head for that entity who was nominated from our side, and we involved the various regional heads from both the organizations. And then we said that was we have a business in hand, no matter what. So, and our objective is to drive this business and grow this business. It is not there to remove people. We are here. Yes, some roles may get modified, some people may get elevated, some people to fix in the organization, and that has killed that entire thing. The openness and the transparency what we brought through the communication, though we were identifying as well who is competent, who is not competent. So then the alignment started. So the biggest challenge we have already overcome. Then we prepared the when we were working on the policy framework, and we identified that TNT being an MNC, and this was a road transportation organization. And just to give you a commercial comparison, for international, if we are picking a 5 kg parcel, we were billing it for 50,000 bucks.
Okay.
Whereas for a domestic uh, parcel through road transportation, we were picking a 100 kg parcel, not even getting 5,000 bucks. So it was the difference. That was the volume game, and that's how the things were very drastic. So since we had to align both the organization, we have to work on the policies, the cost structures aligned to the policies, and everything, things like that. So we worked on that, and then when we implemented, there were heartburns as well. But you have to take it forward because
Correct.
you cannot. I firmly believe that the role of HR is not to make people happy.
Correct.
Yeah. So it has to be whatever we do. I always follow a philosophy that it is the role of HR is to keep people satisfied, but not happy. Happiness is something which you cannot bring. And
Correct.
ultimately, you have to look towards the organizational objective.
Mhm.
Uh, Aligning people to organizational objectives and the value and the cultures is very important.
Correct.
So those were the two important aspects we focus on, apart from the transactional activity. During that particular aspect, talent acquisition, filling up the when we were aligning to the new structure. So getting people was another challenge for us, and uh, at that point in time, I business head used to call me king of recruitment. You give him a position, and he'll be filling it out by hook or by crook.
Very nice.
Just to
Very
give you
nice.
an example on the talent acquisition part, one fine day, my HR director used to sit in Bombay, and he came to Bangalore. From Bangalore, he came to Bombay, and he called me up. along with the business head, that Kavi, there are certain positions which we want to work on. These are urgent positions. I said, okay. I went out with a bring your notepad. I usually rely more on my memory. So, but he said, come with your notepad. He gave me a list and we continued. And there were 48 positions.
Oh,
I said, fantastic. Then he said, first, I would like to see your database, how you will be doing it, how you will be taking it out. Um, I said, Arul, don't worry. Allow me some time. Let's close it. I'll be working on it and I'll be closing it out. He said, fine, I'll be coming back after 2 weeks and I would like to see the status. Uh, so I do not remember exactly, but tentative numbers were after 2 weeks, out of those 48 positions, 17 had joined,
oh,
13 were offered, and few positions were in interview. Two, three positions were there, which are non-critical, where there was not even a CV. We said we are still working on the sourcing part of it. So that's how life was. Tough life, tough journey. Then uh, another incident. There was uh, our regional manager. Uh, she used to be based out of Amsterdam, and my functional reporting was to her. She was overseeing the project, integration project. So she also came in between, and while chatting with her, I gave her the updates and all, and we were bang on track as per the 8 months. She asked me again that we have a time limit of 1 year, and what do you feel? I said in next 2 months' time it's over from my side. Then you have to decide when to roll it out and when to integrate. She said fantastic, and being honest, I got almost around 80% raise on my salary during that particular period.
very nice. So, see, I was reading somewhere that mergers and acquisitions, more than 70% of them, they struggle. And it
Yeah.
takes a lot of number of years for things to settle down. And, there is a lot of disturbance, a lot of people leave, and so many issues which happen. So, considering that, being able to manage such a kind of a merger and acquisition where the company acquired is so much bigger than the parent company. So, what are your secrets of success, Kavindra? How are you able to do it?
There is no secret recipe for this. One is what I've seen and what I've implemented always is management is all about taking and implementing decisions. Time will tell whether the decisions were right or wrong. But at the spot, you have to take a decision.
Okay,
Where merger and acquisitions fail, because some of my friends who are in the similar capacity where I am, CHROs of the organization, when we discuss, they they discuss when we discuss in the casual, informal gatherings and all. What I have understood is that management is always looking for the right time and the right data input. If we do this, what will happen? If we do this, what will happen? The repercussions. But ultimately, what you have to do is you have to roll out something which you feel is the best. You can discuss about pros and cons because as I told you that when I was asked for a plan, I have given a plan, and that plan, it made me around 4 hours to prepare that plan, and there was a 6 hour discussion on the plan,
I understand.
and I had to respond to all of those stakeholders, like my MD, my business head, my HR director. That trust me, I am there to execute, and I am here to manage the situations.
Very nice. So, this
So
is
I gave them all the pros and cons, and I gave them all the situations, responses to all the situations. That's where that's how I dealt with that situation. My precondition was that I need your 100% support.
very
Well,
nice.
if the leadership is not supporting, if the leadership is vacillating around the decisions, you will not be able to cut through.
Correct.
Even in my current role, we just did organizational restructuring. So when we say organizational restructuring, we move from one particular grading structure to the to other
Okay.
grading
Okay.
structure, and there also there were ifs and buts till the last day,
I understand.
till the last day. Then when I was having the last final chat with my CEO, he said, "This will have this, this, this." Then I told him uh, that we'll not be having 100% satisfaction.
Correct.
90% of the people of the population will be happy, satisfied. 10% of the population, no matter what you do, will never be
Correct.
satisfied.
Correct.
So you have to deal with them. You have to deal with them. So
Correct.
what happens when you are undergoing a transformation? At times, there will be certain level of people who will always feel that yes, this is something which is not as per me.
Correct.
And this is not only the first time I've done a transformation or a merger and acquisition. In my entire career, this was the first, and after that, I've again done two more.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice. So these are very, very powerful or very intriguing challenges that you faced, Kavind. Uh, See, one other aspect is that only 0.5% people they reach the level of CXO.
correct.
Now, over the course of your journey, apart from mergers and acquisition, there were so many other challenging tasks that you would have undertaken. So, over the course of entire course of your journey, what has been your secret of success?
Uh, I was talking to someone in some other podcast as well. The only success, because I was altogether a different personality when I came to Bombay almost around 20 years back. Very subdued and not even communication and all was even not up to the mark. Because I was from a different background, different setup. What has made me successful is one is upskilling yourself.
Very nice.
One is upskilling yourself. Second is innovating all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I firmly believe that there is nothing in HR which is right or wrong. It is only the perspective,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you see something from your lens, and I see something from my lens.
Correct.
So that is how I've been experimenting, and I feel that. And the third best thing is the sincere and uh, hard work. Sincere
Mm-hmm.
hard work you have to put in. Even during this particular time of merger and acquisition, I used to work for 14 to 16 hours per day, daily for that
8 months.
7 months.
Okay.
7 months. 8th month was a bit relaxed, but most of the things were over.
Okay.
And I, at that particular point in time, my breakfast used to be in Bombay, my lunch was in Delhi, and my dinner was either in Bangalore or in Calcutta. It was that kind of a flying.
Oh my.
So you are here in Bombay, attending morning meeting, taking an early morning flight, landing in Delhi, spending for 4 5 hours because our office was pretty close to the airport,
Very
and
nice.
attending an evening meeting with someone or the other at Calcutta, Bangalore, and that's how.
Very nice. So see, innovating all the time. Could you give us share some examples?
In terms
Over,
of
over the
in terms of
course.
yeah, in terms of innovation, when I was working for a general insurance company, there I was working with a German guy, and they had their own set of rules and norms for selection of a candidate.
Okay.
I sat with them,
Mm-hmm.
understood their issues. They said, no, 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 we need these parameters. I asked them why.
Mm-hmm.
I asked them why. What this degree, how this degree is going to support
Correct.
the role.
Correct.
Because I'm a competency-based interviewing assessor
Correct.
or whatever you call
Correct.
certified guy. So I asked them how this degree is going to support this particular role.
Correct.
And when the answer came in negative, I said, boss, why don't we change the norms which are made long back
I
in terms of
understand. I understand.
right? That is one of the areas. The second particular area is that in terms of the strategy,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because since 2006 or 2007, I've been working with the CEOs and CXOs directly.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've seen is they have a particular way of looking at HR.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have to be vocal about it, and you have to tell them that how you are going to impact the business.
Very nice.
Usually, in terms of the HR activities, usually in any organization, when you go to any of the business leaders,
Mm-hmm.
and if you ask them what are they, because that this is what I do when I join any new entity or organization, I sit with all the business leaders and the business heads to understand what are their expectations from me and my team.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually give them an option that tell me apart from recruitment and training,
Mm-hmm.
they do not have any other thing to expect from HR,
Which is good or bad?
which is bad because they don't understand what HR
Correct.
really carries a value.
Correct.
I did an intervention in one of my previous organizations where we have been working on the sales force.
Mm-hmm.
And with the incentive plan and the upskilling part of it, uh, in terms of doing these two changes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, right skilling as well as the upskilling part, and
Mm-hmm.
providing a reward mechanism which
Mm-hmm.
was not too heavy on cost,
Mm-hmm.
but it gave visibility to people
Mm-hmm.
within the organization. We have improved the sales performance by
Mm-hmm.
40% in 6 months' time.
Okay. Through this mechanism of incentive, upskilling, and reward mechanism.
Yeah, because
Remarkable.
what we have realized was because I was sitting with the sales head and he was scolding his people that they are never meeting targets. I
Correct.
said, "Boss, perfect. They are not meeting targets, but why they are not meeting targets? Is it the will is missing,
Mm-hmm.
or is it the skill is missing?
Correct.
Are they going to the field for making sales calls?" He said yes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, let us call your best guy and let him make a sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing everything apart from selling. He was
Okay.
doing everything apart from selling.
So it was a skill problem.
It was a skill gap.
Correct.
So we provided them with the it's Mercury Goldman's sales training,
Very
something
nice.
similar at a low cost. We got it with a local vendor created, and we have implemented that.
Very nice.
That was the first step. We called the external vendor for the first time, and then we developed our internal vendors. Even I used to impart that training, taking covering that 2 days, and we showed the sales manager what is the difference. We recorded the sessions in the beginning of the session, after and towards the end of the session, towards the end of the second day, we recorded. And
Very
six
nice.
months time, there was drastic improvement.
Very nice.
Well, you are just going and meeting someone will not close the deal if you are not asking the right questions.
Correct.
You have to ask what is the need, what is the authority, who is the authority, what is the budget. You
Correct.
are sitting with a sales clerk.
This is so powerful, Kavin. So, see, when I started my career, and in most of the Indian companies, that time, 25, 30 years back, there was a certain way, like you also mentioned, that many of the business heads or CEOs, they used to look at HR in a certain way as a support function. Cut to now, where in most of the organizations, HR has become a strategic partner of the business with a seat at the table. And
I somehow I beg to differ on
okay,
this because in most of the organization, though HR has been given a seat at the table, but HR is not involved in the business decisions.
correct,
And it is not the fault of the organizations. Even at times, HR doesn't take the driver's seat. And
correct,
HR, most of the times, what I've seen is they are the yes man, that yes, we'll do it. At times, we have to say, because I am being honest, the way I operate is entirely different. You usually will see that I usually call myself a gunda, that I am a gunda in the organization. Don't mess around. If you're not right, I'll put my foot down. And just to give you an example, because because in the last project, what we have just completed, because of that attitude, we defaulted on the project. The project was but it was a time overrun and cost overrun as well. The time overrun was maybe due to COVID and all. It was somewhat around 1.5 years, and the cost overrun was around $200 million. But still, in that particular project, we have given a saving of around 12 to $13 million, which is around 100 crores.
Very nice.
So that was again, since I was aligned with the business, I was involved in the business.
Mhm.
Because I feel that no HR guy can contribute to the business until and unless he understands the business.
Very nice. So, what percentage of HR guys do you think would have the ability to understand business?
Not more than 20%.
Very nice. So, what do the see this podcast would be viewed by upcoming HR professionals and professionals from other departments also, but mostly with upcoming HR professionals. So, how important is it for them to understand the language of business and how can they do it?
First is they need to go to the shop floor, or they need to sit with if they are young HR professionals, they need to go to the shop floor and to the basic levels, understand what each one is doing. Uh, Read the JDs, read their profiles, go chit chat with them, and understand that what each individual is doing and how he is contributing to the overall organizational objective. That is one part of it. Understand the business value chain. But till the time you do not understand the business value chain, you will not be able to contribute to it. You will just be an operational HR guy.
Mhm.
The third aspect is sit with the business leaders and tell them how HR can help them upscaling the business.
Very nice.
Even just to give you an insight, wherever I've worked, in the initial 1 year, my CEOs has given me all administrative and HR assignments related to the operations. But from the second year onwards, the role has entirely changed. Nothing to do with operations, nothing of execution. You talk about that, Kavi, this is what we are looking at.
Right.
Like in my current organization, when I joined initial 3 months, I proved myself within 3 months. Uh, my CEO called me that now you have to work on. When I joined the appraisal so on, he said you have to work on it. So I said fine, but I need to do a comp benchmark setting. Uh, so we engaged external consultant, global consultant, and worked with him. Did the job grading and everything, grade alignment and everything, and then worked on it. So my first appraisals, I can you imagine what would be the percentage increase I would have proposed for the entire organization? I'm talking
12%,
about 2017,
12, 8 to 12%, I guess.
minus 18%,
18%,
minus,
minus 18%.
yes,
And what was the reason for that?
because the compensation philosophy was not aligned. We
Oh,
at overseas locations we were buying taxes of people.
okay.
I said we are not going to buy any further tax. All the taxes stopped.
Okay. And what were the repercussions?
No repercussions. People understood that this is
Okay.
the industry norm. They were enjoying the benefit. The benefits are gone.
Okay. Okay. That was a very brave move, Kavind.
You HR, that's what I said. I am a gunda. You
All
have to do it. At times, you
right.
have to do it.
All right. So see,
But ultimately,
yeah,
you have to see that how you are aligned to the business and what impact you are bringing on the table.
even at the cost of sounding the bad guy, becoming the bad guy, you have to do it.
Yeah. So HR, the role of HR is not to make people happy, not to please people. So that is what is the bottom line. Well, most of the HR guys, what they do is they say what he'll feel, it will not be taken in a. It has to be there. Well, ultimately, uh, the role of HR or role of any of the individual within the organization is till the time the organization is alive and surviving.
Correct. Correct.
If the organization, we have costs are going beyond, how will you survive? So you have
Correct.
to look at optimal costs.
Correct. Correct. Now, see, coming back to the business language, going to the shop floor or going out on sales calls, understanding the business value chain. But most of the HR guys, HR folks who work with Indian companies, and many of those or most of those Indian companies, like you said, 80% would not be giving that, taking the advice, strategic advice from HR people, 80% of them, like you mentioned. How to get mind share of business leaders? What language do they understand? The business leaders in typically Indian companies. How can HR people
I'll
use
ask
that
you,
lingo?
since you are a business owner, I'll ask you that any employee who's coming to you, what will you expect from him?
Coming to me with a problem or coming to me
For an advice, what do you expect from him?
that he would be knowing his roles and responsibilities to a T, and
No,
what are
what will attract? What will catch your eye?
the attitude, the hunger.
No, I'll give you a better response to that. If someone is coming to you and if he is giving you a suggestion that if you do this, this will improve your top line by 20%,
I'll agree.
or improve your bottom line by another 5% or 10%.
I'll listen
That
to
is
it.
what that is what your CEO or the business leader wants to hear from you.
Very nice. Very nicely put, Kavindra.
So so primarily that how you are impacting the business, and
Correct.
business is all about numbers in terms of profitability.
Correct.
So any intervention you are doing, it is people talk about the trainings,
Mm-hmm.
they talk about number of days,
Correct.
they talk about number of days, they talk about performance management system, but what improvement that performance management system has brought into the system, they
What is the
never talk
ROI?
about it.
What is the ROI? What is the measurable
Yeah.
metrics improvement? Yes.
I don't talk about ROI, but I talk about the business impact.
Correct.
I talk about the business because from HR perspective, you cannot, let's say you have done a communication skills training, you have improved the skills, but whether it has translated into a revenue growth, you will not be
Correct.
able to justify or judge
Correct.
because there are various other reasons behind it. The market situations, one of your competitors collapse,
Correct.
you get the revenue share, whether it was because of the communication skills training or because of the market environment.
Correct.
So that is how you have to look at. The oil prices shoot up in the global markets. The gas prices will be, or the alternative fuel will be selling high.
Correct.
So it's all linking with the external environment as well. But ultimately, when you are looking at something from an HR perspective, look at it, link it to the business. What is
Very
the
nice.
business
Very
requirement?
nice. Very nice.
Like
So,
in my current organization, I do not focus on the behavioral training because we are a hardcore engineering organization, and it's
mhm.
all based on contractual environment.
Okay.
We have a core team, and which is permanent. But when we hire people on for the construction or the execution of the project, they are purely on a fixed term contract basis, as in when they are hired and demobbed.
Mhm.
Right. So there, if I'm investing on the leadership development and all, I'll not be able to retain those people after 3 years. I'll not be investing my money out there. What I'll be doing is
Understand.
I'm looking at core leadership development training for those people who will be there with me after 4 years, 5 years as well. You wouldn't believe the way we have dealt with our people. The industry average of attrition is around 18%, ranges
Mhm.
between 18 to 20%.
Mhm.
My attrition is in single digit,
Very
9%,
nice. Very nice.
ranges between 8 to 9%.
Very nice.
So this is the impact which I show to my CEO, that this is how we are dealing with our people. This is what we have done, and this is what it has yielded the results. Whether in terms of the welfare schemes, whether in terms of the policies, whether in terms of the HR connects,
Mhm.
the teams are engaged.
Correct.
You come to my organization, you talk to my people while during the project phase, they'll be talking about the timelines, they'll be talking about the success of the project. That's the culture we have created.
Very nice.
They're not talking about their own mechanical, electrical, or technical safety or naval turret, and across geographies.
Very
Because I
nice.
take care of India, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. and now we're expanding in Brazil and uh, Middle East as well.
Very
So
nice.
that's where.
Very nice. See, I purposefully or I was focusing more on the business numbers is because as I've been interacting with the HR professionals, this is one big gap which they find, the HR leaders, in the HR population in general, that they don't talk the business numbers language with the business leaders. And
Correct.
it's so why will they listen? So it's very important, but to be able to understand that business language, like you mentioned, that upskilling, innovating, and hard work, sincere hard work is very important. And one other very powerful statement that you made was questioning the status quo.
Correct.
So being open about questioning, challenging, and being having that self belief to stick to what you believe in is the right thing to do, even at the risk of sounding bad.
Ultimately, that's what I say. Usually, the role of HR is not to make people happy. It is all about bringing the right thing to the table. Because the expectations will never be reduced, and your competitors will always be having something additional, which people will be expecting.
Correct. So now, see, we come to a very pertinent question. See, for the young HR professionals who would be watching this, now there are two, three things. One, apart from doing a good job in their core domain area, which is HR,
Mm.
whether it's hiring, whether it's compensation benefits, whether it's training, whether it's any HR area they are in. Apart from that, they need to understand the language of business. They need to spend time to go and sit with people on the shop floor or go out on sales calls in a sales driven organization. And they have to understand the business value chain. So they need to understand, sit with other departments also. And they have to sit with the business leaders also. So, how do they find time to do that? Because one, they have to excel in their own domain area, plus take out time for all these things also.
Uh, I don't know, but I don't have a right advice, or may not. I may not be the right person to advise them on this, but I can share my experiences.
Correct.
Right. When just about time management and this thing. When we started off with the last project, my HR team was just three people, including me.
Oh, okay.
Right. Which was primarily focusing on this particular assignment. Apart from that, there is a separate team which takes care of the O&M business and all. So that is fairly large. But we said that was three of us will be taking care of this particular project, and it was a ramp up right from uh, 50 people to 300 people in a period of 2.5 months,
Oh,
2.5 to 3 months.
and three people managing all this.
Yeah, and across geographies. Apart from the routine
Hmm. How did you
operation,
manage that?
we did it. We planned for it.
Okay,
We planned for it because when we talk about talent acquisition, most of the people look at that talent acquisition is you get a position, then you start working on it.
correct.
Talent acquisition is not about starting on day zero. You have to start at least around 3 months before. And just to give you some numbers, my turnaround time for filling up a position was 20 days. My cost was 82% of the hiring was being done internally
Very
without
nice.
using executive search.
Very nice.
My budget for hiring through executive search was $800,000. I could use only $200,000.
Very nice.
$600,000 was saving.
Very nice.
Right. The other thing is the this is all about the planning part of it. That you plan everything. That if you have a plethora of things in hand,
Hmm.
you plan for each of the things. Like your payroll cycle will be consuming 4 days.
Hmm.
Apart from 4 days, you don't have anything to do on payroll.
Hmm.
Database management is something which is continuous. And being honest with you, most of the organizations, what I've seen is the database is in champs. Even the organizations have SAP.
Hmm.
They'll maintain an SAP. They'll maintain Excel sheet, and then they tally, and the data
Okay.
never tallies.
Correct.
So the data holding for HR operations, holding the data in a right and a steady manner is
Mhm.
very critical.
Mhm.
The third part is about the L&D, because L&D usually in larger organizations is a specialized function now. So
Mhm.
I'll not go much into details. I'll come to the right question, that how to understand business.
Mhm.
Because understanding business is the initial 3 to 5 months time.
Mhm.
You go to each of the functions, you start
Mhm.
understanding, you start discussing with your colleagues, counterparts. Like whenever I move into an organization, I go and sit with the business heads or the functional heads.
Mhm.
I try and understand what do you do. And this time when I moved to SP Energy, it was altogether a different ball game.
Mhm.
Very high on capital. The kind of projects what we do is capital investment of somewhat around $1 billion plus. The kind of projects what we are bidding for is around $4 billion. So that's the size and scale we are talking about. And even the slightest of error
Correct.
can cost you millions of dollars. One
Correct.
change order, maybe around $500,000 above, will be the change
Correct.
order kind of thing. So you have to be very careful. So what I did while moving into the organization, I had my project set. I used to talk to him for almost around half an hour to 45 minutes per day to understand
Okay.
the technical details. He's
Okay.
based out of Singapore.
Okay.
So half an hour to 45 minutes on each day I used to talk to him over calls, understanding the technical aspects.
Okay.
And after 2 years, when I used to recommend a candidate,
Mhm.
uh, they also say that since you have interviewed, the just hire him.
Okay. Mhm.
So that is how you gain confidence. And
Correct.
even during the technical interviews, I ask technical questions. Being a non-technical guy,
Correct.
that I understand the business as
Very
good
nice.
as not the intricacies, not the nuts and bolts of it, but at least the
Correct.
effect of it.
Correct.
When I talk to my business heads, I talk about that this by doing this will it will be impacting your overall productivity. My business heads used to tell me during the project phase it's all firefighting, so they used to tell me we don't have time for your engagement and all. I said, boss, don't come to me again for your attrition. Then I'll be holding you accountable for attrition.
I understand.
And if you cannot spend an hour along with your team on one particular day in a month,
Correct.
that is second. The most important thing is being in HR, know your people
Mhm.
and connect with them.
So you don't have to make your people happy all the time, but you have to know your people and you have to connect with your people.
Yes, your people connect. I'll give you another example. At one particular point in time, a couple of people resigned, very critical resources,
Mhm.
who got around 40% hike outside in much bigger an organization than us.
Mhm.
The other organization was at least around 10 times bigger than us, a global brand name.
Mhm.
We retained them
Okay. And how did you
without
do that?
without giving by just giving a normal hike, that too at the time when it was being dispersed for everyone,
Okay. So because of your personal connect.
because of the personal connect.
Very nice. Very nice.
Even now, what I do is I I have divided my entire chunk of people into. We have a team of somewhat around 40 odd HR professionals, and
Mhm.
I have divided that people amongst my HR team.
Mhm.
So everyone is connected at least twice a month.
Okay.
Just a one phone call, 5 minutes at the most. And how is
Mhm.
everything? How is work? Things are good at family. At certain level and above, I give them a call.
Very nice. Very,
Even
very powerful.
at times, I call the last level guy as well.
So that
Anyone
is
who
the
is anyone who is joining, for all the 3,000 people, whosoever is joining, he gets a welcome call from me on the time of joining.
very nice.
On their birthday, they get a call from me.
Very nice.
So
So
you develop that connect.
this is the reason why the overall industry average is 18% attrition, but it's less than 10%, 9% you said in your
Yeah,
organization. Very
correct. To be precise, 8.7%.
nice. Very powerful, Kavind. So, see, could we know more about some words on planning? See, all these are pearls of wisdom. See, because ultimately it's not what is apparent. What is coming apparent with the discussion with you is that it's not any big thing that is required, but these small things of making a connect, of planning, of upskilling yourself, of finding creative solutions, of being sticking on to what you feel is right and questioning the status quo. All these are smaller things that we have to do to achieve success. I mean, there is
Correct.
no one big thing that is required. So, could we have something more on planning? See, planning again in today's world now, what is apparent in my workshops, for example, when I ask people that how many of you took up a certificate course in the last 2 years, not even 10% people raised their hand. When I asked that in the last 1 month, how many of you took out half an hour, 1 hour to just think about your career, about your goals and vision and all? Nobody raises their hand. Hardly one or two people raise their hand. So what I feel missing is because there are so many distractions nowadays, social media, this, that, etc., that people are not finding time to plan, to strategize, not only about their work, even their personal life. They are not finding time to plan. So some words from you on planning. I mean, you were able to achieve so much challenging tasks. Like you said, planning was one of the reasons. So could we have some words on planning?
My thought around it is you have to first is you have to see the future.
Okay.
You cannot plan until you know what you are planning for, right? And that future has to be aligned to the business,
Okay.
right? If you have to do, let's say, the workforce planning, so you have to understand what does the business need, what capabilities you have to build up, right? Till the time, whether you are looking at expansion, whether you are looking at profitability, whether you are looking at innovation, uh, till the time you are not there, you will not be able to plan for the workforce,
Correct.
right? This is on a long-term planning basis. What is the organizational objective for this year and next 5 years? That's how you have to prepare. Let's say if the organization is going on rampant growth in next 5 years, you have to prepare the leadership teams,
Correct.
right? But you will not do it in a normal situation.
I understand.
That is one part of it. Second is about your day-to-day planning. It is not necessary that you go in for certification. Knowledge is available at your mobile now,
Correct.
right? Look at something. Look at some of the areas. People go to this networking issue events and various conferences where I also talk. So many people take my cards, but I think after each of the event, there are just one or two people who connect, come back that I need your guidance.
Very nice.
There are people who are connected with me and who take continuous feedbacks, continuous guidance. I'm coaching some of the young HR professionals as well,
Mm-hmm.
uh, who have approached me. So
Mm-hmm.
on various aspects,
Right.
and people who have worked with me have reached at pinnacle. They are head of HRs of some of the organization at very senior levels. So
Very
that's
nice.
how the journey has been so far. And well, coming back to the day-to-day planning, you don't have to think beyond this. You have to look at a horizon of a month, and then you have to start your monthly planning. That
Okay.
what activities I want to complete in this particular month, and then break it down to
Understand.
daily. And daily planning can be done while traveling. It
I
is not that
understand.
you have to sit, you have to break your head. But these are the activities out of this, because every task cannot be completed in one day.
I understand.
So you have to look at that these five aspects I'll be looking at.
I understand. So monthly planning, weekly planning, and daily planning. Maybe that
Yeah,
is how.
yeah. First is long-term planning. That what are the objectives and how you are aligned to the overall business objectives, and then breaking it down to your, because ultimately till the time you do not do overall organizational planning aligned HR alignment to organizational planning, you will not do your
Correct.
monthly planning or a daily planning.
Correct. Correct. Very powerful, Kavind. So, see, for a young HR professional, we have spoken about so many things, so many insights, so many takeaways. On the journey of HR to CHRO, assuming that a young HR professional would want to reach the position of CHRO, what else does he or she need to do? So, how can he or she plan the career that maybe there are eight different aspects of HR, hiring, compensation, benefit, L&D, and succession and leadership, whatever. So how does he or she plan? So he or she should try working in each of these departments, sub departments of HR over the course of the journey, or specialize in one or two of them, and how should one go about it?
I'll tell you in one sentence: Jack of all, master of one.
Very nice.
And again, you because HR, again, as I say, that there is nothing right or wrong. The best
Correct.
practice of one organization may be a big failure in the other.
Correct.
So you have to look at that how things are moving in your organization. What is your organizational context? What you have done in your previous organization may be a failure, which was a success out there, may be a failure out here. So that
Okay.
is something what you have to look at. So ultimately, nowadays, people are talking about going sitting at the board,
Mm-hmm.
being the CHRO.
Mm-hmm.
What my thing is, put in your hard work, learn everything what is coming onto your way,
Mm-hmm.
and take the things in a stride as and when they come. Be ready to roll up the sleeves,
Mm-hmm.
and success will be yours.
Very nice.
And keep learning. You cannot learn something from the books. You have to actually see how you are going to implement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, learning is well, you can read something out of it. Balance
Correct.
scorecard, you just do Google. But can you
Correct.
implement it? Can you identify the lead and the lag factors
Correct.
in balance scorecard?
Correct.
The answer is no. And if you talk to various, there are some fractional CHRs. Some of them
Mm.
met me as well. They talk about this, that we have done this 20 years of experience. And when we discuss in detail, it's all gas. It's all gas.
Correct.
It doesn't work with English. You have to show that what and how part of it, how
Correct.
it will be impacting
Correct.
on paper, not on paper, but on in practical.
Correct. Very powerful. Very powerful words, Kavin. And like you mentioned, one of the secrets of success has been upskilling yourself. So
Correct.
you keep learning and upskilling yourself. So
I'll,
how?
I'll, I'll add one more thing to it. Uh, Keep learning, keep upskilling, and keep implementing those thoughts.
Correct.
So till the time you don't implement it, you'll not gain the experience of it.
Correct.
Otherwise, it will just be a material which is read.
See, again, one important question, Kavin. See, when I started my career, whenever I would meet my batchmates, MBA batchmates, the conversations would focus around that which of our classmates has now got what kind of a package. You know, are you aware he has got a package of this much?
Hmm.
We would keep on comparing ourselves. So, and that time, because maybe I or maybe most of us did not have a mentor or did not have a sounding board who could give us the perspective. So maybe that time we were blindly chasing those package things rather than investing on building our career. So how important is to have a mentor? How can a mentor help, and how can one young professional go about having a mentor? Like you said that you coach certain people who have reached pinnacle of their career. How important is to have a mentor?
Uh, a right mentor really helps.
Mm-hmm.
That helps you in your transactional as well as your career philosophy as well.
Mm-hmm.
It is not only that it is only about transactional HR, but in your career philosophy as well. So it really helps, and
Mm-hmm.
it gives you a direction
Mm-hmm.
that which area. Because I usually go to premium institutes as well, doing coaching for some of the students or their
Mm-hmm.
students. There, my personal observation, without naming any institute, I've seen a very good guy in supply chain and logistics.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go to consulting,
Mm-hmm.
business consulting. I
Mm-hmm.
asked him why.
Mm-hmm.
There are opportunities in supply chain as well with the global brands, global organizations.
Correct.
And nowadays, supply chain is not only about trucking, it's
Correct.
all about the complete value chain and within the
Correct.
supply chain. So
Correct.
he said the package is bigger out there.
Correct.
Then I told him that while during the discussion, that I told him that why don't you look at this as an option?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is not the area which is your strong area where you can. uh, do something great and move ahead. But this is an area where you can flourish. You have the past experience and knowledge is sound. You talk about the various aspects of supply chain and with confidence, with details.
Correct.
So after that, he changed his mind and moved into that particular area. So
Very
that is
nice.
something I feel that yes, I've done some improvement in life of an individual.
Very nice.
Otherwise, moving into consulting,
Correct.
he would have felt suffocated and claustrophobic after probably 6 months or a year, and then he would have moved back
Correct.
somewhere that what to do.
Correct. Like Sachin Tendulkar trying to become a singer. Uh,
Correct. So you have to see that what your strengths are.
correct.
Because if you ask, whenever I go to the campuses and whenever we meet people, even senior professionals, when I meet people, usually ask me with 15 to 20 years of experience. They usually in HR only. They ask me what should I do to have this much of experience. I simply ask them what is your SWOT,
Hmm.
and most of the people do not know it.
Correct.
So till the time they don't understand what are the areas they want to grow. I'll just give you an example. A guy with 7, 8 years of experience. I want to do this. How can I become this? I sat with him. Probably it was a 2 hour conversation. I'm just giving you just. I sat with him. I said, "Boss, this is where you want to be. What are the skills or competencies required for this?" It took me around. I have to guide him to reach to that. And now, how much do you have? Do that and listen. Then we'll talk about bridging the gap, and then we'll fix up a time frame. So exactly a coaching pattern. That's how
Correct.
you have to work upon.
Very
So
nice.
he understood that yes, it is a long way. I was just thinking about the position. I've never thought about
Correct.
the details.
Correct. Correct.
So and the devil lies in the details.
Correct. Correct. So it has been such a pleasure listening to you, Kavin, but it has been more than an hour since we started talking,
Oh,
and
is it?
we have to stick to the time limit. So there are so many points that I can, we can continue talking, but we'll have to, bring it to an end. So
If
thanks
there
for
is
giving us
something,
time.
if there is something which you feel that is important, you can I can touch base on that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So I'll end the podcast now. We'll keep on chatting. So thanks for joining, Kavin. Thanks
Thanks,
for
Amit.
giving us time.
It was a pleasure being with you on your podcast. It was lovely talking to you, and uh, my best wishes to all the young HR professionals will be looking at it, and the seasonal HR professionals as well. And feel free to reach out to me anytime. My LinkedIn, probably Amit will be sharing it on LinkedIn. So feel free to reach out to me. I'm available uh, from anywhere. Some of the people are overseas as well, and some other nationalities as well, where I'm contributing, guiding them.
So
So
nice of
that's
you.
all.
So nice of you,
Thank you,
Kavin.
Amit, for
Thanks.
inviting me.
Thanks.